Felony charges for a fake Facebook profile. An ex-Carmel, Indiana police officer is facing felony identity deception and misdemeanor conversion charges for using a Georgia man's name and Facebook photos to create a fake profile so that the ex-officer could comment on a candidate running for county sheriff. This is a wild case. Let's break it down. What is identity deception? Identity deception is a person who, with the intent to harm or defraud another person, knowingly or intentionally obtains, possesses, transfers, or uses identifying information to profess to be another person, commits identity deception, a level 6 felony. The police report is super weird in this case because it indicates that the Georgia man was harmed by the ex-officer's fake Facebook profile. It doesn't say how he was harmed. It seems to me like more likely than not, the sheriff candidate was actually harmed by these mean comments. Identity deception for a fake Facebook profile is super weird for me. As a former prosecutor and current defense attorney, identity deception is typically when someone uses somebody else's information to obtain a loan, a credit card, prescription medication. It's usually like an extra charge they throw in along with theft, all the other things they can do. I've never seen it for something like this before. Most interesting about identity deception statute, it specifically excludes people under the age of 21 who are trying to buy alcohol or trying to buy adult entertainment. So, the legislature makes these laws, but they're also looking out for their own kids who get in trouble for these sort of things. I think that the identity deception charge is completely bogus. I don't know how they're going to prove that. They have to show intent to harm someone. I don't see how they're going to win this case. I think the ex-Carmel police officer is going to be in the clear for identity deception. The next charge for this ex-Carmel police officer is conversion. What's conversion? Conversion is what I always call theft light. Conversion is defined as a person who knowingly or intentionally exerts unauthorized control over property of another person, commits criminal conversion, a Class A misdemeanor. So the prosecutor charged the ex-Carmel police officer with conversion for taking the Georgia man's Facebook photos. And so, in your mind, you're like, well, they're not his photos or the Georgia man's photos because they're on his Facebook. And, that seems reasonable. But who actually owns photos? Sounds like it's an easy question, right? It's anything but. U.S. copyright law controls who owns photos. And the law is completely, ridiculously complicated. I'm going to break it down. The person who takes a photo owns that photo, unless they've been hired out by somebody else to take the photographs. So if you take a selfie, well, it's safe to say that you own that photograph. But if someone takes a photo of you, that person owns the photograph, even though it's a photograph of you. And just think about this. How many photos do we have on Facebook or social media that we did not take that we put on our own Facebook profile? I would say if this ex-Carmel police officer is guilty of conversion, theft light, for using somebody else's Facebook photos, I'm thinking about 99.9% of us are all guilty of conversion for using Facebook photos that are not ours. I think this is a stupid charge for this guy. The bottom line is, do not take somebody else's Facebook photos and their name to create a fake profile to harass somebody because, well, that's not polite. And most importantly, remember, always plead the fifth.